The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Lifting up his eyes to heaven, Jesus prayed, saying, I pray not only for these, but also for those who will believe in me through their word, so that they may all be one, as you, Father, are in me, and I in you, that they also may be in us, that the world may believe that you sent me. And I have given them the glory you gave me, so that they may be one as we are one, I in them and you in me, that they may be brought to perfection as one, that the world may know that you sent me, and that you love them even as you loved me. Father, they are your gift to me. I wish that where I am, they also may be with me, that they may see my glory that you gave me, because you loved me before the foundation of the world. Righteous Father, the world also does not know you, but I know you, and they know that you sent me. I have made known to them your name, and I will make it known, that the love with which you loved me may be in them, and I in them. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
One of our Lord's final prayers in his earthly life was for the unity of his followers through all times. And what sort of unity? The unity of love. He had just given them the commandment, love one another as I have loved you. And what kind of love? He wanted it to be brought to perfection. That sort of unity, the most profound unity that is possible among human beings. And you think, okay, how's that going to be possible? If he'd have disciples all over the world, different nationalities, different social backgrounds, ethnicities, because the Father would love us the way he loved his Son. And so profoundly that we could receive his love into us, and Jesus himself would be in us. That we could love with the Father's love. And that our Lord would assist us to love one another. Now think of the apostles. You had 12 guys who had to live together. Right? They couldn't go home at the end of the day. You know what? That guy's really annoying me. I'm going to take off. They couldn't avoid one another. When you travel with people, right, you have to live in confined quarters, you get to know them really well. So they dealt with everything that we have to deal with in dealing with one another. They'd get frustrated with one another. Some were better looking, some were smarter, others were more virtuous. And our Lord did not say, you know what, guys, you need to learn to get along. You know what, learn to tolerate one another. He said, love one another. They were brought together to learn how to love, so that they could go forth to all the nations and teach love. Just this morning I was flipping through a book on St. Therese, and she said this about charity. Charity consists in bearing with the faults of others, in not being surprised at their weaknesses, in being edified by the smallest acts of virtue we see them perform. Charity consists in bearing with the faults of others, in not being surprised at their weaknesses. You know, when you're in conversation, you say, oh my gosh, can you believe he did that? Oh, she said that. That's not charity. She also said, charity consists in bearing with those who are unbearable. And I close with these words of St. Augustine. He said, try to acquire the virtues you believe lacking in your brothers. Then you will no longer see their defects, for you will no longer have them yourselves. One more time. Try to acquire the virtues you believe lacking in your brothers. Then you will no longer see their defects, for you will no longer have them yourselves. We ask our Lord for the grace to learn how to love.